Hello, Stampers. Kelly Atchison at astampabove.com coming to you live from Menasha, Wisconsin. I'm a minute late. Somebody just came up to my door and rang the doorbell, and I went on my phone and talked to them. Siding. They're doing siding. So he said, I noticed that you have aluminum siding. Yeah, we need a siding job. Anyways, leave your card. We'll see. All right. Okay, I see everybody coming in here. Welcome and happy Sunday. It is Sunday, September 21st. Diane's here from a cloudy, muggy Yuma, Arizona. Yeah, but the heat is different. Yes. Diane, I completely get it. So I don't know if you guys saw my Facebook post today, but I did a little thing last week. We'll get into that in a minute. I've got Pennsylvania, Australia, Ohio, Maryland, California, Minnesota, more Australia, Connecticut, Illinois, Iowa, Janesville in the house, Minnesota. Yay! Wendy's curious to know if I'll be using any of the online exclusives for Christmas. And I am going to be using one of the online exclusives tonight, and all of our projects. Well, one of our projects is Christmas. The other one is not necessarily for Christmas, but maybe could be. Hi, Suzanne, Connie, Cindy, Nancy, Mary Lynn. I'm happy to see you here tonight. Terry's here. Another Terry. We've got Carol, Trish, Bonnie, Luba. Happy to see you. Joanne, Loretta, Joy. Gosh, so many people coming in. I am so thrilled to be here with you tonight. Bonnie said she saw my post today. Yeah. So I did a little thing last week. I headed to Cancun, Mexico. Wendy wants to call me Daredevil Kelly. And we had a really good time. There was maybe 2 hours of sunshine while we were there. It was terrible as far as sun goes. And it rained some more. But I was at the Xcaret. I think that's how you say it. I kept listening to the people that work there say it, Xcaret. And it's just a beautiful resort in Cancun. And it was actually the incentive trip for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators last year. So before I left there, they offered a fantastic deal to come back again for 5 days, 4 nights stay. And I took them up on it. Turned into kind of a nightmare because it was a sales pitch to join a vacation club, which I did not realize when I signed and paid for said trip. So that was a little eye opener. If it seems too good to be true, yes, Kelly, it probably is. But I went and did the sales pitch. The 1.5-hour meeting lasted 3 hours. And I think you guys have heard my story about how they tried to get $700 more out of me for changing my reservation, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, me and my friend Rachel went. Steve didn't want to go. So I took my friend Rachel and we had the best time. It was so fun. We went to, it's like the Xcaret is like, or Xcaret is like Disney World in Mexico. It's this beautiful resort. There's a couple different parts to it. And then there's all these parks like Magic Kingdom, and I don't know, it's not called the MGM Studios anymore, but that place, and Animal Kingdom. There's all these different parks, and we went to 2 or 3 of them. The last day we were there, we went to Cenotes, the last full day, and we went. Is it repelled, I think it is, down on a zip line into a cave and jumped into a cenote, which is a sinkhole in the jungle. There's all these sinkholes, and they have made a tour around several of them. And so propel, I don't know, into a cave and jump into the water. Yeah, I did that. And it was like, oh, you're standing up there on a platform looking down at this giant hole in the ground and you slide down into it into the dark and jump in the water. Oh my gosh, good grief, who am I? And then we went zip lining and we would fly off the zip line and jump in the water. We jumped off cliffs into the water. Like one was only 12 feet high. There was another one that was 16 feet high and maybe one that was higher than that. We did kayaking. There was a water slide where you fly into the water and then you just float around in all of these cenotes. And can I just say, that was a little bit out of my like, I don't know if I should be doing this. And I'm so glad I did. Like it was a little out of my comfort zone, but it was the best thing ever. And I noticed there were no kids there. And then I asked, is there an age limit on this? And they said 6. So if a 6-year-old can do it, this girl can do it. It was really fun. There was only one thing that I didn't do, and that was from a pretty high platform. You held onto a bar and you zip lined and dropped off in the water. And I wouldn't do it because with my rheumatoid arthritis, I don't have any strength in my hands. And I knew the minute that my body dropped off of that platform that I would fall, and it was much higher than when you got out closer to the middle of the water. And I decided that probably wasn't a good plan for me. So I didn't do that, but I did everything else. And it was so fun. Oh my gosh. I would totally do it again. I would totally do it again. Sandy, Diane says, it says you started streaming, but I am not getting the video. Okay. Yeah. Go out and come back in if you can hear me. Everybody else can see me, I'm assuming, right? Mickey says she would never do the 12 or 16 feet. Well, the higher one was quite the slam when you hit the water, and we went straight down, like you keep your body straight. So it wasn't too bad. And we had life jackets on. So like, what's going to happen? That's the way I looked at it. And there were no animals in the water because Steve said, how do you know what's in that water? And I said, well, because they explained to us that the cenotes, they don't even really have fish in the water because there's no oxygen in the water. So nothing really lives in it, which is weird. And they also said that the water was denser, which made it harder to swim in because there's no oxygen in it. I don't know. It's all sciencey stuff, and I'm just not into that. But I will do some research on these cenotes because it was really cool. Could you imagine just like be out in the jungle and all of a sudden find this giant pool that's a sinkhole that just filled up with water? It was really cool. I'm not going to lie. Lynn says when she was 60, she got her scuba certification, definitely out of my comfort zone, but so glad I did it. That's awesome. Mickey says she doesn't like heights. Neither does Rachel. Rachel's afraid of heights, but they told her, you get up on that platform and you just don't look down. Don't look down. And she did great. So it was really fun. What else did we do? We ate a lot, like a lot. We went tequila tasting, all different flavors of tequila. That was fun. And on this jewelry store little jaunt, which was, I didn't buy any jewelry. I was going to get some new gold hoops. I had no idea how expensive they are. Like it was like $400. I'm like, I'm out. Nope. Not going to do it. Yeah. Cheryl says she swam in 1 year ago. It was cool. And the weather, it was like in the 80s the whole time we were there, like mid to higher 80s, but no sun. So that was kind of a bummer, but, yeah. Oh, well, we had a good time and we got down there with no problems. We got through customs in Chicago last night. I timed it 3 minutes from the time we got into the customs building until I was through and out, headed to security to go through security again. So our flights went good. And yeah, everything was cool. So we had a blast. Yay. Hi, Sue. I'm glad you made it live also. So I have a John report. What did Steve tell me? John brought Steve a whole bag full of tomatoes. And Steve said while I was gone, he ate BLTs like every day. And the tomatoes were delightful. And I was so happy for him. I don't really care for tomatoes. I'll eat them if they're like sprinkled on a taco or on pizza. But generally don't like a slice on like my burger. And my BLTs are only BLs. I know I'm really missing out, but I just don't care for tomatoes. Anyways, John's brother stopped by with an RV. He bought we call them RVs, motorized vehicle with camper, like the whole unit. And he bought an RV, and he had one, but he had to get a bigger one so that his dog Hank can go with him. And he's planning on going out to the East Coast. And Hank is a Great Dane, and Hank stands about this tall. Like, he's huge. He walks him around our neighborhood, no leash. Hank is the most mellow dog I have ever seen in my life. And I love to see Hank coming down the sidewalk because I'll run outside. Yeah. Yeah, Connie, it really was a nice little getaway. We left Tuesday morning early, like our flight went out at 6 or 6:30, and we were in Cancun, Mexico by 1:30 in the afternoon. Right? And then we didn't leave Cancun until almost 3 o'clock yesterday and got into Appleton, Wisconsin at 10:30-ish. So yeah, it was really fun. So that's my John update. John's brother got an RV so he can fit his dog. Priorities. And what else happened? Val and Dawson and Haley and Jared did a brat fry yesterday to raise money for the scholarship foundation that Haley has started in memory of her best friend, co-worker, her work husband, that passed away this summer. And the grill started on fire. It was quite the calamity. She said Kevin, who was her coworker friend that she lost, she said Kevin had to have been laughing his butt off. So, but they got it done. What's a brat fry? Brats are like hot dogs, and they're big in Wisconsin, and they're a little spicier and bigger than hot dogs. And we love brats here. We love them. And the different grocery stores have little like ice shacks pretty much outside of the store. And they have grills, and different various organizations like the Boy Scouts and the soccer teams and the volleyball teams and schools can schedule one of the days on the weekend to have a brat fry, and they use it to raise money. And brat fries are really popular. We used to run them when Haley was in soccer, and our soccer team would run a brat fry at the Walgreens outside in the parking lot, and we would make like $1,000 profit. So they make a lot of money. And yeah, they're really fun. Jennifer says she likes brats, but she doesn't like hot dogs. I'm kind of the same way. Although I have been known to enjoy a hot dog at a high school basketball game or something like that. I'll have a hot dog maybe once every couple years, and they're fine. But brats are really good. We love brats. And yes, brats with sauerkraut. Exactly. And I don't care for sauerkraut either. I know, like, what is wrong with me? I eat almost everything else, you guys. But I did not eat the half shell clams at the buffet. That was out for me too. But I did try octopus, and I have to say, not a fan, but I tried it. And I will try just about anything as long as it's not too bizarre. I don't like sushi either. I tried it and it was yucky. But people tell me I didn't have the right kind of sushi. And I know Rita loves hot dogs. I like homemade hot dogs, like from the deli where they make them at the store. I like those kind the best. But I'll eat a crappy hot dog too if I'm at a school function. So now we have all the deal on hot dogs. Hi, Anne. So happy to see you here tonight. Yeah, Shelby says she likes brats, but 1 or 2 a summer is good for me. Oh, sure. Yeah. We usually have brats with homemade potato salad, and it's just a delightful combination to eat together. And when my dad was alive, he would take venison into the meat market and get venison brats made. Those were the best. Very different flavor, but absolutely delicious. So yeah. Yep. Yeah, there is no right sushi, Michelle says. I would try it again, but the stuff that I had was so bad, I just spit it out. And I don't usually do that. I can usually choke something down, like the octopus. I chewed it up and swallowed it, but it was too fishy for me. I don't like fishy. So anyways, yeah, that was my week in a nutshell. And and Steve sent me pictures while I was gone. That poor man. He dug out the ground under the sidewalk, scrunched in between our pool pump equipment, plumbing, and the edge of the pool. He dug under the sidewalk and has all the sand out of there and cut off the pipes that are broken, because you guys know that we have 2 jets that we found were the leaking problem in our pool. And as we suspected, the pipe under there at least is cracked, and that is due to not properly winterizing our pool. And who winterized it? The pool guy asked Steve, "Who winterized your pool?" And Steve said, "You did." Yeah. So anyways, we had our pool running with only 2 jets, and now we'll have 3, and next spring he'll have to fix the other one, which is going to be a lot harder because it's on the other side of the pool and there's a lot more cement. So the pool saga continues. I know you guys are probably sick to death of it, as am I. Yes. So I have prizes to give away. There is so much stuff that happened this week with Stamping Up. It was just kind of crazy. We have some new online classes that are coming that Stampin' Up! Is going to be doing. We have a first ever crafting Advent calendar that is coming with the 12 days of Advent calendar is what it is. What else is happening? There was a sale while I was gone. I couldn't do anything about that. I did not take my laptop with me. Craft classes are coming October 1st, and they are purchasable by anybody. And if you purchase them through me, that's awesome. I always appreciate that. It's kind of going to be like purchasing product, only you're purchasing a class. The first class is going to use it's called the Traditions of Christmas craft class. And it features the Traditions of Christmas Suite collection. And again, it is going to stream live on October 23rd. And then, of course, you'll be able to watch it whenever if you're not available then. And you can still get the class after the live stream is over, and the ordering will start on October 1st. So lots and lots and lots of things. We do have a join special coming up in, I want to say, October. And gosh, just so many things are happening, you guys. So many things. I was just scrolling through. And Jean says, and Barb, I was saving the best for the last. And Barb, Barb, my partner in stamping crime, I guess. She hit her $1 million career to date sales while I was gone. We were chatting on Facebook Messenger, and I knew exactly when she hit it, and we were so excited for her. Dina put up posts all over Facebook saying that Kelly and I want to let you know that Barb hit her $1 million. It was so darn exciting. And that comes with a whole bunch of benefits. And before I get tagged and have my video censored, I have to say that less than 1% of the demonstrator base will achieve this fabulous achievement, goal, limit, whatever. So I've said it. Yeah, you got to work really hard, sell $1 million. And she did it. And we're so excited for her. She'll get to go to a retreat, I believe, next year. All expense paid for 2 to Salt Lake City, where they just pamper the heck out of everybody who qualifies during the year. And there's a huge cash bonus that goes with that. There's a huge product bonus. She gets to design her own stamp set. Like, there's so many things. I remember mine well. It was just like the biggest wow that I think one of the biggest wows I've ever had in my life. Like, wow, it was crazy. So yeah, we're super excited for her. Everybody was just really overjoyed. I think it was posted on the Stampin' Up! Facebook Leaders group or Achievers group, and there was over 900 comments that people left for her. So how special is that? Yeah, it was really fun. Prizes to give away tonight. I have prizes for commenting on my video last Sunday. I didn't even miss a week with you guys. Like, it's crazy that I've been to Mexico and back, and here I am again, just like clockwork. I love being with you on Sunday nights. I have a pack of the In Color Shimmer gems. These are so, you can see them sparkling, right? They're so pretty. For commenting on my video last week, I just wanted to let you know that when you comment on my videos, you get entered in a drawing to win fabulous prizes. And my first prize winner from comments last Sunday is Shar Litton from Omro, Wisconsin. Shar, you're going to have a little happy mail coming your way. Congratulations. Darlene asked, who is Barb? Barb is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have lots of demonstrator friends, but Barb is one of my best friends in real life and stamping. And me, Dina, and Barb collaborate together to bring you the Stamp Happy Academy. And if you are not familiar with that, let's see, I'm going to look for Stamp Happy Academy. Where is that? Banners. Yeah, banners. Hang on, they've moved things around here. Kelly's banners. Da-da-da. Oh, I don't know where they went. Media assets, maybe? There they are. Oh, I found them. Okay, here is Stamp Happy Academy in the top right corner of the screen right now. And the Stamp Happy Academy is a website that Barb, Dina, and I work together on. And it is a subscription website that we add tons and tons of fabulous stamping ideas, content, live classes, techniques, fun folds, layouts, with one layout with many different cards. Stamp Happy Academy is fantastic. And if you would like more information about that, you can go to, just do a search for it, Stamp Happy Academy, and you will find it. And it's really super fun. Okay. Let me get back to my little media. You can find me at www.astampabove.com. That's where my website is, which I will remind you that all of the projects that I make on these videos, whether it's a live video or a pre-recorded video, can always be found on my website. That's www.stamphappyacademy.com. Oh my gosh, I can't even think today. So here is the location running across the bottom of your screen, just so you know. So yeah, good question. Thank you so much for asking that. I appreciate it. Okay, second way to win fabulous prizes from me is to share this video. And you can share this video by clicking on the share button on YouTube. You can share, there's a share button on Facebook, whether you're watching me during my live right now or watching the replay. Please share my video. It's a way that you can help me find new people, bring new people into our fun hobby craft, and also help me grow my business. I so appreciate that. And Ginger says, Stamp Happy Academy is awesome. So much value for $20. Thank you so much, Ginger. I really, really appreciate that. Everybody who's in the Stamp Happy Academy really loves it. Like, it is one of the best websites on the internet as far as giving you the most content and the value. It's only $20 a month. So it's really worth it. All right, back to this. I have this beautiful Painterly Pears Designer Series paper. I have cut it up into 6x6 sheets, and you can see all the prettiness in here. I've got a half a pack of it that I'm going to be sending out to Debbie Green of Province, Michigan. Debbie, you've got a half a pack of Painterly Pears Designer Series paper coming your way for sharing my video last week. And thank you so much. Please, if you can, give me a thumbs up. Click on that like button right now. Give me a thumbs up and share my video. I so appreciate it. And then last but not least, I have a drawing for everybody that places an order with me in my online store. And you will find that online store right under this video if you're watching on YouTube, or you can go to my blog, www.astampabove.com. In the right-hand column is my online store. At the bottom of every blog post is my online store. It's all over the place. For placing an order last week, between now and last week, I have very cute stamp set. This was donated by Donna Manning. Donna, thank you very much. This is going to a really good home. Kara Malitsky of Tonkancock, Pennsylvania. Kara, I hope you're watching. Kara maybe. This is going to be on its way to you. So you have some happy mail coming, and thank you to everybody for placing orders with me. That is how I can pay my bills and keep all these free videos coming to you. So I really, really appreciate it. Now I'm going to set my little list right over here so I do not lose it. And then I've had several people who have contacted me while I've been gone looking for the new catalog. Yay! And I will be getting those out tomorrow. I'll probably be packaging them up tonight and getting them in tomorrow's mail. Just so you know, I was gone. So, and Kara, I have your catalog here too. That's going to go out with your stamp set tomorrow. So you can watch for that. Lots of happy mail there. If you would like a new mini catalog, please just let me know. You can email me at kelly@astampabove.com and send me your address. And I would be happy to send you one of our new catalogs. They are fantastic. Absolutely love them. Okay. Next up, I have some mail to share with you tonight. I got a cute little thing in the mail too. Oh, and we made, well, I didn't finish mine, but we started making Mexican bracelets at a workshop. There were several workshops that we could attend while we were at the Xcaret. And it was fun because it was something really cool to do. And, oh, Kara's on here. Yay. And it was raining, right? So these workshops were perfect. Lots of fun. So I'll show that to you after we're done stamping too. Luann is asking how my mom is. I talked to my mom today and she sounded good. She was getting ready to take her morphine, which she said really helps with the pain in her chest. So we had to cut our conversation a little short, and she was going to do that. But I talked to my sister also, and she said my mom is doing okay. So, and I'm hoping to get up there to see her this week. Those of you who ordered the Make and Take packets for the new product launch party, I will be starting on those tonight when I get done. As far as I've got a lot of the preliminary work done, I just need to cut the cardstock for the cards and start packaging. Those will go out in the mail this week also. So I got a busy week. And I have Val and Dawson Tuesday after school. And then I will probably, as long as I have everything ready to rock here, I will head over and see my mom. And I can take my computer and do some work from there too. So I like to get all my ducks in a row, so I'll be able to do that. So yeah. Okay. I think we're ready to flip our camera around. Are we ready to stamp? Are you guys ready to stamp? I hope so. I hope so. We've talked long enough. I'm going to switch on and put on my stamping glasses, which I can't read as good, but I can read better from over here than I can with those on. All right, let's get my desktop. And I know you guys can hear me because I pushed all the right buttons. So that's good. We are going to be kicking off our first card here with the Modern Christmas specialty paper, you guys. Can you see that gold reflecting in the camera? I've also got, I took a screenshot of, oh, let me find it. Here it is. I'm going to pop it up there on the screen. This is a screenshot of all that beautiful paper. If you like something that's very contemporary for your Christmas cards, or maybe you've never used something contemporary for your Christmas cards, and maybe you want to try it out, this is the ticket. This is called the Modern Christmas Specialty Designer Series paper. It is one of our online exclusive product suites. So Um, let's see. I don't think I have the entire suite here, but I do have a picture of the entire suite. Oh yeah, we're going to be using the whole thing tonight. Maybe not just on this card, but we are going to be using these gold hoops, which are really cool. The black and white and gold baker's twine, the paper, and the stamp set with the dies. So that'll be fun. Excuse me. So here's the designer paper. Then we've got the ornamental Christmas bundle, which is absolutely beautiful. I'm also going to be bringing in, and I don't think these are part of that suite. They're part of a different suite, but these are called the traditional sparkling sequins. And you can see how pretty these are. And they're very flat. They're flat little sequins. We're going to be using these on this card. And then I popped in with the Christmas Words Collage Hybrid Embossing Folder. And this is a really cool embossing folder. It's got all these Christmas words all over it. And then it's got this set of dies. So what you can do is you can die cut and emboss, at the same time. Let me see if I can get this off of here, because I haven't used this part yet, but I've used the embossing folder quite a bit. So with a hybrid embossing folder, you can take your brayer. Let me get this off right here. The side with the Stampin' Up! Logo on it right here, you can brayer color on here or not. You don't have to. And then this kind of just sets right down in here. You can see it kind of clicked right into place. You put your paper in here and you send it through the machine, and it will die cut all of these words. Let me get this up here like this. It will die cut, lots of glare, all of these words and emboss them. And if you brayer that ink on there, you'll get ink on the raised edges of the words also. But very, very cool bundle of product. And I will use this for you for a live sometime here in the near future, because I really love being able to die cut all of these words with one run. It's crazy. And then you can just lay them on your table and start putting them on the various Christmas cards that you make. We're just going to use the folder today. And again, what was that called? That was called the Christmas Words Collage Hybrid Embossing Folder. And I really do love this one. All right. I'm going to bring in, and I've got white embossing powder, real red ink with Versamark, and the shiny red ribbon. This is so, so pretty. It's got kind of like a gold shimmer, red shimmer that looks gold. If you put it with gold, it's just really nice ribbon. Okay, card layers. We are going to be using the Fa La 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 paper. I like saying that. Fa La 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 La. Absolutely beautiful, fun, whimsical side to this. We've got a real red card base. Hang on just a second. I'm going to bring my comments back in here. Will the hoops require a puffy envelope to mail? I don't believe so. But when we get to the hoop project, we'll talk more about that, Luann. So great question. And Laura said she got those and played a little with them. Yeah, I've had a little bit of fun with these. Lynn says she loves the DSP. I do too. It's beautiful. Card base, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5 here. And I'm going to get this burnished good. Then we've got a piece of basic black that is 4 by 5 1/4. And, I don't have any measurements. What happened to those? Maybe I didn't need any. I usually have my measurements written down, but I didn't do that. So we're going to wing it. Yeah, I did. What happened to them? I don't know where they went. Isn't that funny? Anyways, we can wing it. 4 by 5 1/4 basic black, and then 4 by 5 1/4 basic white for the inside. And then I've got a 3/4 inch by 4 inch strip of that Fa La 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 La, Fa La 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 La, La 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 paper for the inside layer. And then a 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 piece of basic white for the front. And what we're going to do with this is we are going to emboss this. And so I am going to put it, this is where I put mine. Of course, you can put yours wherever you want, but I really wanted that Dear Santa up there because I think it's just stinking adorable. So I put mine in the folder like this and ran it through and just embossed it, getting out all my little bits and pieces here. And this is what it looked like. I hope you guys can see that in the screen. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we can go ahead and take this piece and this piece and adhere them together. Oh, goodness, I just about wrinkled my cardstock. Stop being so aggressive. So today I got this class all ready to roll, and then I messaged Haley and I said, what are you guys doing? I've got my class all ready. What are you doing? And I was thinking I would go over there. And she said, oh my gosh, Jared is just going to do laundry. We're going to put this ribbon on here, and I'm just going to add it across here. She said, Jared is going to do laundry. And if you would like, he can drop the kids off, and that would be very helpful. And I was like, I'm in. So he dropped the kids off, and we played hockey and basketball, and Steve bought them new hockey sticks and a hockey ball for the garage while I was gone because Dawson and Dal came over while I was gone, and Dawson's hockey stick his golf club was broken. So he went and bought them a set of golf clubs and new hockey sticks with a hockey ball. So that's what we did while they were here. It was just the cutest thing ever. Okay, so I just taped my shiny Real Red ribbon on the back here. And now I'm going to add this layer to the front. This is an easy card. By the way, I made this for a swap that's going out in the mail tomorrow. So it's a nice, easy card. And if you do a lot, like if you make multiples of your cards, you definitely, most people like to find a simple design, right? Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this scrap and, where did hang on, I got to find my Stylish Shapes die. This is the largest Stylish Shapes circle, and it's about 3 inches. So we're going to take that, and we are going to die cut a fa la 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 circle out of this Designer Series paper. And here we go. And we can actually put that, let's see. We want that, yeah, right about there. So I'm going to glue that on. Oh, I'm going to put a mini glue dot underneath my ribbon because that circle is going to sit on top of it, and I don't like things flopping around. So I'm just going to push this. So let's see if we can get my finger under there. Push this under here. There we go. Mini glue dots are wonderful. And then make sure your fa la la la, if you make this card, is right side up. And I'm just going to kind of put that right about there. There we go. Then we have a scrap of Real Red and a scrap of basic black. And we've got our white layer for the inside. So we're going to do a little bit of stamping here. I'm going to stamp my inside layer first. And I'll grab the Real Red ink for that. Let's see if Kelly can stay free of red ink today. That would be wonderful. Susan, you do not have to apologize for being late. I am just glad you're here. That's the most important thing. Oh, look at that. Merry Christmas. I love this font on the Merry Christmas. I think it's just so pretty. And you know what? I did not grab an envelope. What was I thinking? I was thinking, oh, I would like my babies to come over. Oh, I got red ink on that one, so hang on. Got red ink someplace. Let me wipe my hands on my shorts. I think what I will do here, I'm going to do just a Merry Christmas right here on the front, too. Now, the stamp set has all these pretty images in it. There are 8 images, and I haven't used this yet, but I've seen some really cool things with just these lines that I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, there's dies that are in here. And I'm going to use the tree die, but there's lots of dies. We've got ornament dies, and we've got ornament toppers, some stars. We've got some diamond-shaped stars and a great big circle. Well, that's for the ornament, but I could have used that for the circle on the front of my card. So there you go. Yeah, for this one, right? I wasn't even thinking, but it's all here. Who knew? Okay. So we have our inside stamped. We're going to close this beast up. Ooh, I might have to turn on my fan over there because I'm starting to get warm in here. And I have shorts on, so I shouldn't be getting that warm, but I am. I haven't even messed anything up yet, you guys. Yet. We know how that goes. Okay, there's my fa la 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 la. I just want to make sure this is on here straight because that would be weird if it wasn't, right? And I've got a little overhang here, which I like better than short. Okay, that looks great. Put this on the inside. We met some new friends while we were in Cancun too, which is always kind of fun. It was kind of nice being there with a friend because you tend to talk more to people and whatever. And we met a couple from North Carolina and we met a couple from California. And we spent more time with the California couple, but both were super nice. Had a really nice time with them. So if Monica and Andres, yes, are watching, hello to you. They were quite intrigued by my YouTube channel. So that was fun. Okay, I just wiped that with the embossing buddy. Now I'm going to bring in my white embossing powder. I'm going to just kind of move this stuff out of my way. And my Versamark. We are going to stamp this cute little whimsical tree, which I absolutely love, on the black. I get a little bit on there. Hang on. Got a little bit of paper on there. And then I'm going to hit it again with this because why not? Okay. And then we met, our other couple that we met was Marcella and Ramon. Ramon was a Marine. And Marcella was in, her career was financial. I don't remember exactly what she said she did, but they were very interesting people. We had a really nice time with them. So that was fun. We spent some time in the pool. We went out to eat with the other couple. Okay, I got a little bits here. Now this is going to be die cut, so we don't need to get too crazy about any errant embossing powder that might be outside of where that's going to be die cut. And then we've got this one, and this says, "'Tis the season." And that looks fantastic too. So close this up. Move this out of the way and get that heat tool out. Yeah, so very interesting people. We also met a couple on the Sante. Is that how you say it? Santes? Santos? Sonatos. Trip. You guys know I can't remember anything. From Costa Rica. And that's where the next Stampin' Up! Trip is going, is Costa Rica. And I told them, like, I'm so excited for that. That will be in 2027 because I've never been to Costa Rica. And again, less than 1% of the demonstrator base earns these trips. So I fulfilled my obligation to basically say, yeah, you got to work really hard. Okay, here we go. So we are going to die cut this little bugger, and it fits right in there. And here comes my cute little tree. And then with this one, we are going to cut it out. And for those of you that hate cutting, you don't have to get too crazy with this. And some little tips is just to keep your left hand moving
My scissors don't really move that much. It's my hand that wiggles it around, and that just makes it a little bit easier if you've ever done this and had trouble with it. Like it's like, oh, mine never looks that good or whatever. That's a little tip to help you. And then, of course, if you have any jaggedy cuts, just round them off. And then we're going to get all of this out of here. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. I've got my minis out here. Almost empty. Almost gone. Little minis. I'll put one way out there just so that it's got good support. That doesn't look like it's in a very good place. There we go. And pop these off. And that's ready to roll. And then we're going to, hang on a second. I got some more dimensionals here. Here we go. We will put some, I just happen to have black ones. They're not necessary because nobody's going to see them, but why not use them, right? Oh, let's do maybe one more right here. Boom. And we'll get this ready to rock. Here comes our little Christmas tree. And then here comes our little sentiment that we're just going to kind of put right down in here. I just want to make sure that's straight. Looks pretty darn good. Isn't that an easy little Christmas card? Black and white and red. Love it. And then let's get out some of our traditional sparkling sequins. And I think we'll put one right up here. And then that was a medium. We'll do a big one here. And then a small one right over here. Oops, let me get these back in. Ah, look what I just did. Hang on. You don't want to destroy them. There we go. That was kind of tricky, wasn't it? And here is fabulous card. I absolutely love this. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's a little different, isn't it? I love that designer paper behind there. I just think it's so pretty. Merry Christmas. Now, I am going to get a jump start on my Christmas cards here. I usually have a really hard time doing Christmas this early, but I do understand that in order for you guys to decide what you want or what you're going to make your Christmas cards out of, I need to get my butt in gear, right? I need to get things out earlier rather than later. So I'm going to try really hard to do that this holiday season, just so you know. Just want you to know that. But this was that Christmas Words Collage Hybrid Embossing Folder that comes with the folder and the dies, and I absolutely love it. Does it come separately? You know, I'm not really sure. Can somebody tell me that? One of you guys will be able to look up the Christmas Words Collage and let me know if you can buy the dies separate from the folder. I don't know why we would sell it like that, because the dies don't do much without the words being embossed. So I'm thinking no. Thank you guys so much for all your kind comments. That just makes me so happy. And then here's some of those swap cards ready to rock. Got a little pile here. Put my name in the back. They're all in our clear envelopes. By the way, these are our clear envelopes. You guys, these are in my online store if you ever want clear envelopes. Now, what I'm going to do with these as I get ready to mail them is I am going to put my name and address and stuff right in here. And I like to put a little piece of paper in here so the red doesn't do anything funny on the inside. Usually black cards are the ones that have more chance of rubbing on the inside. But we're going to do that. And I'm going to seal it right up. I'm going to take my return address labels and I have an address label going to, whoops, there went my heat tool. An address label going to my person. I wish I had some Christmas stamps. I don't, but here comes a stamp. Here comes my return label. I will put their label right here, and this goes through the mail just like this. Isn't that fun for the mailman to look at, or woman, right? Just put my label on here. So kind of an interesting way to do it. Got that one done. Those will be going out. All of them will be going out in the mail tomorrow. So, okay, next up. You guys ready for some more Christmas fun? Where's my next card? Oh, okay. This is not Christmas. This is going to use the Light and Wonder again. Set this right over here. I'm going to be using the Frosted Iridescent Dots. This is another suite of products. This is in the mini catalog. And I did write down my dimensions for this one. I wonder what I did with those. That's so weird. I know I wrote them. Who knows? Who knows what happened there? Oh, I've got to use these because I've used up almost all the white ones on this card. This is part of a suite. This is the Balmy Blue, what is this called? Sheer Ribbon. Very pretty. And then the Designer Series paper. Yeah. Isn't this so pretty, you guys? It's just so pretty. Paper is absolutely gorgeous. And you get, I want to say, 8 sheets of each one. 8 sheets of each design, I believe. I have this all written down, but I don't know where that is. And then the dies, there are 9 different dies in here. So here's what the dies do. Now, I do have an entire video on my YouTube channel that is dedicated to the Lights of Aurora suite, okay? And it explains all the little goodies. But we've got dies, we've got clouds, we've got dies and horizon, water dies. Just such an amazing stamp set. And this is really good for, bundle, suite, for making man cards too. So the card that we are going to make today, let's see, we're also going to use the words for the season. Now this is a bundle. There's a word set and then the dies. So the word set has 10 different sentiments in it, and the dies has 10 different dies in it. And I took the opportunity this afternoon to die cut all of them so you can see what's going on. We've got happy, we've got New Year, wishes, merry, a little banner that these go in nicely, or you can put anything in them or nothing. You could use them for all kinds of things. Greetings, autumn, Halloween, holidays, and Christmas. So, wow, right? This is a really cool set of dies. And let's see. I'm gonna move these over here. Okay. Here comes my layers. Here we go. So the card that I'm making is going to be a New Year's card. Or you could make it a birthday card or a get well card or whatever suits what you need. Oh, these, by the way, are the coordinating colors that go with the Lights of Aurora Designer Series paper. And you can see there's lots of different options here. My card base is Misty Moonlight. And this is 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm just going to fold that in half. And then I've got a 4 by 5.25 inch layer for the inside. I've got a 4 by 5.25 inch layer, basic white, balmy blue for the front. My Designer Series paper is 3.75 by 3.75, and that is going to go right on here. So we've got that happening. And then I've got a bunch of scraps here. And this is also a scrap. And I've got some of our adhesive sheets. These come in 6x12. You get 12 sheets of these. This lasts like a long, long, long time. I've had mine. I just replaced my pack recently. I had it forever. So I'm going to do this first. There are little cuts in the back of the sheets of adhesive paper. And I'm going to take this and peel that off and stick this on my scrap of Designer Series paper, because we're going to cut the words Happy New Year out of this Designer Series paper. And I did not do that ahead of time, just so you could see exactly what I was doing here. Where'd my stamp set go? Right here. Whoops, right here. Okay, so I'm going to pull out the New Year, and the Happy. Now, the neat thing about these words is that the capital letter on the word is separate from the rest of it. So you can make it different colors if you want. I know that I only need this much space on my designer paper, so that's why I only put my adhesive sheet right here. I didn't need to put it across the whole thing. So I'm going to take this and tape it down so that my words don't move. This is great paper for New Year, isn't it? That's what I thought too. I wanted to do something a little special on the inside, and this certainly fit the bill. So I got just some temporary tape, Post-it notes, washi tape, whatever you use. And I'm going to bring in, oops, hang on, my sandal just fell off. That was weird. Okay. One thing I did when we were on our trip, it was raining every day. And so this whole place is tile. And I took my Skechers tennis shoes, which are my most comfortable ones, but they're so old they don't have any tread left on them. I had to walk so carefully every place I went so that I didn't fall on my butt. And I'm happy to report that I had no falls whatsoever. So that was good. Okay, so I've got that out of here. Put that back over here. I was really worried about falling down. And climbing stairs. The place where we were, the Xcaret, we stayed in the Arte section, which there's Mexico and Arte. And it is not for people who can't do stairs. That is for sure. Because there are lots of stairs. And they do have elevators, but it's not convenient. You would have to really wiggle your way around to find the elevators, which is kind of annoying. But yeah. Oops. This is how I usually get my stuff out of my dies. It's not working this time because I have that paper on the back, but that's how I usually do it. I just throw them I kind of give them a good snap on my desktop. So here's my Y. Let me bring in this. Here's my Y. And let's see if we can get this out of here. Makes it a little bit thicker when you use that adhesive sheets behind it. Oops, there's my N. Ooh, that's so pretty with that variegated look, isn't it? And new and year. Okay, so I got all those out. Let me put this back so I don't lose it. And then our Happy. Trying to get a hold of that back there. There we go. There's our H for our Happy. See what I mean when I said that the first letter is separate on each of the words. And then I always like to make sure that I poke these out before I put them away because they're ready to go next time and doesn't annoy me. Okay. One more little thing there. All right, I'm going to get these out of the way. Now, this is the inside of our card. And let's go back to our pieces here. Uh-oh. Did I lose a piece? Yep, I did. Hang on, let me see if it fell on the floor. It did not. So, okay, we're going to cut a new one. Oh, maybe this is it. This is it. I want this piece over here. So I'm just going to lay this down here, and then I'm going to put in my Happy New Year. So we're going to do happy, and then APPY. It's going to go right about, I like to kind of lay it out first, a dry fit. There we go. That looks good. So now I'm going to pick the backing off of it. And just kind of take your pick tool. You can see that I'm kind of poking in there. And now I can pull that off. And of course you want to be gentle. This is only paper. And I didn't push it down yet because I just want to make sure that's where I want it. Yep, that looks good. I can push it down now. And then we'll take the paper off of this one. I thought about having this all ready to go, but then I thought, well, then I can't give you my little tips and stuff. I like to go right in the middle to start pulling the paper off versus one of the ends of the word or shape or whatever you're happen to be making here. Oh, so cute. Can you guys see that? Isn't that fun? I really like this. Okay, there's happy. And then we're going to do New Year. So here's my new and then year. Yes, love it. Okay. Notice I'm kind of holding that down with my take your pick tool while I pull the rest of the backing off. Check everything up here nicely. That looks good. I like to send out Happy New Year cards, especially for my family, because I make cards, right? And you should be sending cards out. But sometimes if I miss somebody on my Christmas list and they send me a card late rather than sending out a Christmas card that'll arrive after Christmas, instead I will have a bunch of New Year's cards made up, and I will send them a New Year's card, and I will say in there, hope your Christmas was wonderful, Happy New Year. And that works good for me. It never fails. Sometimes I forget somebody. Did I not push this down? What happened here? I didn't take the backing off of it. Were you guys going like, Kelly, you didn't take the backing off? Louise says it's strange that the first letter is separate. Yeah, I thought that was a little odd too, but I like the ability to maybe change the color easily with that. I don't know. I thought it was really different too. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to glue this down, which I guess I could have done to begin with. It's not like I was stamping it, right? And this is just 1 inch by 3 3/4, and that's going to go on the inside of my card. And of course, you could use these on the front of your card. They're great for scrapbooking too. There we go. Fun. Okay, now comes the front, and here's where we're going to have some fun with those dies. So we're going to set that aside for a minute. Now, I've measured these for you so you know the width of these papers to make it easier. So this big black one is 3 by 5, and the smaller one is 1.5 by 5. And remember that all of these measurements can be found on my blog at www.astampabove.com about an hour and a half to 2 hours after this class is done, because I got to take all the pictures and code all the things and load all the things on my blog. But you will find these, like tomorrow, go to my blog, you'll find all the measurements, still photos. It just makes it so much easier if you want to recreate. So now we're going to bring out our dies. This 3x5, I am going to put this die on here. So it looks just like this. It's not gonna die cut the whole thing, but it's only 5 inches wide because my layer that I'm gonna put it on is only 5 inches wide. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna die cut that. Then with this smaller 1.5 by 5 inch, we are going to use this weird little die. When I first saw it, I'm like, I don't know what that is. But this is what it is. And it goes along with like some mountains. That's kind of a mountainous die is what it is. And I am going to, you can see that this has an edge that's going to cut the top, but not the bottom. So you're going to take this and you're going to put it in here and you're going to push it like all the way to the top of this layer. Okay. And we're going to, and it's longer too, but we're going to die cut it. And then this one is where we're going to use the trees. Oops, I see I missed a little dot here. Get out of there. This is where we're going to use the trees. And I am going to put that, let's see. Got this and this, probably about centered on here. Well, about like this. It's hanging off both ends. And we're going to push this as far to the top of this Misty Moonlight 2x5 layer and die cut that. Okay. Now, let me bring these in here. Here's the big one. Here's the Misty Moonlight one. And here are the Black Mountains. All right. Now we're going to stack them on here. So this is going to go up about right there. This, and make sure you get all the little, I can see that I've missed a couple little bits and pieces. That really helps bring that detail out. So make sure you've poked out all your little pieces. And I don't know if you guys, I haven't had this out in a while, but to get all those bits and pieces out of your dies and so on and so forth, this tool is amazing. You can put it on the little pad that comes with it. This is just a paper pumpkin box that's turned inside out. And you take your die brush adapter and put it on your take your pick tool. And I just have one that's dedicated to it. And you do this. You can also take your layers, be less aggressive than you are with a metal die. And you can do this and pop all of those out also. So this is a die brush adapter that goes in your take your pick tool. And okay, so here comes this. And then we're going to stack this in here. And you got to kind of figure out how high do you want it to be? How low do you want it to be? And here comes this one. And this one's going to go right down in here. And that looks, well, I'd probably pull this up just a little bit. A little bit more like that. Okay, so we got that figured out. Let's glue this down. And like, I can totally see making tons of these for man birthday cards, because, or get well, or even sympathy cards for men. Like, you ever have men that you need to send a sympathy card to? I'm going to push this one all the way up. So those trees are almost all the way at the top of my Designer Series paper layer. I'm going to bring in my silicone sheet here. Oops, I see that one little piece is still trying to stick in there. Like, get off. There we go. Okay, so liquid glue. And then I'm using a sponge dauber. I still don't have those silicone brushes that people have been using, but they're in my cart. I just haven't pulled the trigger on that cart yet. I got a bunch of clothes in there for the kids, and I wanted to check with Haley and see if she liked them. She's kind of picky about what they wear. And I know some people would go, well, if you're buying the clothes, you just need to be picky. Well, you know what? I want my money to be spent well, too. Because if she's not going to put them on them because she doesn't like them, then that isn't very brilliant of me. Right, moms and grandmas? Okay, and then I'm going to come in here and put that one probably right about there. And I'm just going to dry fit again. That looks about good. So I'm going to be a little bit above where my designer series paper is. I'm just kind of looking at that. We're going to put a little glue right here. And then again, I've got that sponge dauber just to get some glue on the ends of my trees. I don't want this getting stuck in my envelope when I go to put it in there. You don't need to be glued down too much, but a little bit helps. And again, I'm going to go up probably about right there. Make sure I'm keeping this within the parameters of my 5-inch layer here. And then, oops, I bent that one. That's okay, nobody will know. And then this one's going to come down here and be the same margin as the rest of it. So I did pretty darn good. I'll be able to glue this in place that I bent here. You can see that I bent that one. Aggressive, being too aggressive again. So even though this looks so putsy, it really isn't. It's not bad at all. I've made lots more putsy than this. And again, just looking at that bottom margin to make sure that I am where I need to be here. Slide that over just a little bit. Oh my gosh, you guys. What do you think of this? Right? Like, whoa. And I pulled that Misty Moonlight. It's not one of the colors that are in here, but I think it goes really nice in there. It's not even one of the coordinating colors listed on the designer series paper. Now, to touch this off and to kind of cover up if your margins don't meet exactly here, this is a nice way to do this. Before we put this on our card, I'm going to add some of this ribbon. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the last card, is I'm going to just cut it off right there. I'm going to put it right about there and tape it on the back. I'm going to make sure this is even again. For those of you that are football fans, our Packers lost today, which was terrible. But for my Andy and her family, the Bears won, which was good because they got their butts handed to them last week. And the Badgers lost yesterday, and the Brewers lost, and the Cubs lost. I was like, teams weren't doing too hot, except for the Bears. Okay, there we go. Single knot there. And I'm just going to cut this up like this. And this, like, oh gosh, I just jacked that up. I got to trim that off better than that. My finger got stuck in my scissors. Oh, when I came back through security coming back from Mexico, they took one of my pairs of scissors. I was not happy. I got there with it, but I couldn't get out of the country with it again. Darn it. Okay, here we go. Looking beautiful. Let's get this on our card. We didn't even stamp on here. I thought about that after I made this card. I'm like, there is no stamping on here. But you could certainly stamp a sentiment on the inside or even put a small one on the front. Little banner. That would work. And then we've got our dots. So let's get those in here. And let's see. Here's the other pack. I think I'm going to put the blue ones on here, and I've already got some of those open here. So let me put, oh, here it is. I'm like, where did that go? I found a really pretty embellishment on my sandals the other day too. we go. Look at that. There's a blue one, and then we'll take one more and put it like right up here. Okay, and what about an envelope? We definitely need an envelope. Hang on. Let's grab an envelope. And where's my paper? Right here. Do I have any pieces that'll fit? Oh, I bet you this one would. Yep. I'll use up the scrap. So here comes an envelope to match. Here we go. And you guys, after I made another card last weekend using this suite of products, and I'll be darned if, hang on, I gotta find my scissors now. I'll be darned if the Northern Lights weren't out Sunday night after we were done. And my friends from up north bear hunting were sharing tons of pictures of them from Sunday night. We just missed it. Like if it would have been Saturday night, we would have seen them. And they're so pretty. It's just like one of nature's wonders, right? So beautiful. Okay. There we go. And Happy New Year. What do you guys think? And again, this is the Light and Wonder bundle. There's a stamp set that goes with it. And all of these dies, I can't even fit them all in here, all in my screen. And the beautiful, beautiful paper. That is just so crazy. This almost looks like a tornado. So pretty. That is a whole suite of products in the new mini catalog. Okay, now I have one more really fun project to share with you. I'm super excited about it. Oh, I said I was going to share this with you. This is the card that we made last week with the painted plaster embossing folder. And we did use the stamp set. We got Your Strength Inspires Me with that beautiful paper and the little trees that we made in blue here. And then just a little strip so you have lots of room to write. Yay. Okay, hang on, because I have something really fun up my sleeve. Now, if you watched my product spotlight video that I made about this entire suite, you saw one of the other things that I made because I made a few projects to go with that product spotlight. And here we go. Here comes those gold hoops. And Luann, we will get to your question about them. Yeah, let me put my dimensions up here. Trudy just said some of these would look great for spooky Halloween. You are correct. And I actually saw somebody making cards for Halloween with this paper. So, so pretty. Very, very pretty paper. Both sides are just beautiful. But yeah, kind of spooky. I like that idea too. Okay, so again, just like that Christmas card that we made, I took the largest stylish shaped circle, which is about 3 inches. And then I grabbed one of my hoops. And let's grab an envelope and see what we have going on here. Would this go through? Yes, it would. Probably, if it was on a card, I would probably put a scrap piece of cardstock over the side that you put it on if you put it on a card, okay? Because there is a little bit of bulk there, but I think it would be fine with another layer over top. It's not going to get stuck in any machines. So that was a great question, and I'm glad you asked that, Luann. So what we're going to do here, hang on. I chose this designer series paper. We're also using the black and white and gold baker's twine, and I'm going to use the black and some mini glue dots. And what I'm going to make here, you could do this with just about anything. It's not with these gold hoops. It's not all about this. You could use other designer series paper, whatever you have. But I am going to make like an ornament. This could be hung up in a window. This could be attached to a gift, like a little gift, almost like a tag, but more fancy. You know what I mean? So bear with me. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take that tree die. Let me find it here. I threw everything over here. I'm going to take this particular tree die, and I've got a piece of black that is 3 by 6.5. And I am going to put this very close to the top. So it'll cut out the top, but not the bottom. Okay. We're going to run that through our die cutting machine. And once we do that, it is going to look like this. And there we go. Okay. So I'm going to just trim this off. You can see that it cuts the top, but it does not cut the bottom. And so you can make this however tall you need it to be. But this is a pretty big, like a big expanse, right? So what we're going to do here is we are going to die cut circles from this piece of paper, and this one is the purple on the back. So I'm going to do this, and I am going to put this in here. I'm going to go just like this. Okay. So let me bring my machine back in here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Do this. And the end of my paper, my designer paper, is right here. So this is where this is going to stay. Just like that. I'm going to glue it in place. I'm going to take my paper snips and then cut off that black piece. Okay. And put that in place. There we go. So now we have this, and we'll glue that together. But from the same sheet now, I'm going to take the other half of this, and I'm going to have to do my circle up here because there's not enough room down here, but I'm going to do it up here. And I think what I'm going to do is turn it around because this part is going to be covered by the black. I was kind of thinking about that. We're going to put this on here. We want to make sure that we get our whole circle on that designer paper. I'm just going to kind of hold that down like that. And then bring this in like this. And again, tape it together and run it through. Okay, let me get this out of the way.
All right, are you guys still awake? Yes, Wendy,
These hoops are bigger than the last time we had gold hoops. For sure. These are bigger. Okay. And here comes, now you got to be careful whatever kind of tape you're using that you don't rip your trees apart. Okay, and here's this one. Okay, so now I'm just going to bring back in my silicone, And I'm going to glue these on here. That wasn't enough glue. There we go. Just the treetops I need to get with that. And we can do the rest of it here too, but the treetops are what I'm using the silicone sheet for. And then we're going to come right back in here. Get that lined up, matched up just right. Got a little bit of glue on my fingers. Look at how incredibly beautiful that is, right? It's like, what? Oh my gosh. And this one is just as stunning. So we're going to do the same thing here. And you could use these silicone sheets if you wanted to. That would work too. I'm going to turn this over quickly, make sure that I've got that lined up right. Whoa. Okay, let's see if I can get that off my fingers. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to take our hoop and I am going to tape this. There may be a better way to do this, you guys. This is just how I did it, and it worked for me. So I'm going to stick with my idea. There might be a way easier way. I don't think this is hard, but we're going to take some tape and tape that on here. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it about, I don't know, 3 inches long. And we're going to loop that around here and tape it on the back again. Okay. But I want the string to stay in place. So I have this little sheet of mini glue dots that I've made, and you make mini glue dots. This is a dimensional sheet that's empty, and you just make some mini glue dots. You let them dry. They kind of shrink up when they dry. You just leave this sit and it'll dry. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take one of these little homemade mini glue dots, and I'm going to stick it on the bottom edge of my hoop. Can you see that? I just stuck it right there. And I just want this to be secured in place. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do here. So you're going to pull that right over that mini glue dot. It's going to go right over the edge. Now, I'm not going to make a million of these, but I think this is pretty darn cool. So here we go. Center your little circle. Tape this down again, just like that. And that's what we have. And now we need to do the same thing with the top. So I'm just going to cut a little piece here. I'm going to do the same thing. Just like this. This was probably a little longer than it needed to be, of course. Oh, put that underneath there. And you're just going to center this. By leaving it a little bit longer, chances of it like pulling apart is pretty slim. I'm going to move this one because it wasn't really tight enough. Here we go. I was pressing on it, and that's why I couldn't get it to move. Okay. There we go. So that's what we've done. We've done this. Okay. So now I'm going to take about a 9-inch piece. I measured this for you, so you didn't have to like guess. About 9 inches of this thread. We'll see how much we cut off. 9 inches of this thread. And I am going to put this on either side of my piece that goes through the top here. Just like that. Okay. And then we're just going to put it through the loop to secure this around that piece on the top. Okay. I'm going to tie this in a knot. This is going to be the ornament, or I would hang this like in my window with one of those little suction cup hooky deals. You know what I mean? And then I am going to tie a nice bow at the top. Come on. And again, my idea is if I was going to use this to put it on a gift or to just send in a card, you could hang this on a window or a mirror or wherever. Hang this up in my camper. That would be a cool decoration for my camper. Northern Lights, camping, kind of cool. And then push that bow down there. Look what we've made. Now, this back is pretty ugly, right? And that's why we made 2 of them. So the first one, I just put a black circle on the back. But then I thought, why not just make 2 of them, right? Here comes the back to cover up the ugliness of all that. Hang on, I gotta blow my nose. My nose is running. I do not know why. It's so odd, so random. Look how pretty this is. Okay, get this out of the way. Good grief. Here we go. Here's our pretty little ornament, window catcher, dealy whopper. And then as long as we're here, why don't we go ahead and put some embellishments on it, because gosh, we have them. This color. Yep, I think I'll do this color. Big one. And we could do that on both sides. What do you guys think? Here, where's my... I don't know where it went. I'll just grab a new one. There we go. Isn't that so pretty? So, Sally, I know that it seems like it's hard, but you could probably run your string all the way through the middle and back up and smack 2 circles on it too. I haven't really refined how to get, do the 2 pieces. You could probably just do 1 piece and have it come out the top here. Wrap it around there, tie it in a knot. So hard? Not really. It's not really hard. But I thought it was really pretty. Here's the first one that I made. And like I said, I put black on the back. So I think this one is a lot nicer. Look at which side is your favorite. The side with the light coming down, or this side with the light going up. Isn't that so fancy? So there's a lot of really cool things you can do with these hoops. This is just one little idea. And I do love the idea of tying these onto gifts. It doesn't have to be Christmas gifts. It could be birthday gifts, anything. But yeah, so pretty. And then you have a card like this to go with it, or a card like this to go with it, and you have a definite win-win happening there, right, you guys? Wow. I love this suite of products. I love the Northern Lights. The Aurora Borealis has just always been very mystifying to me. And then here's our cute little Christmas card that we made tonight with that ornamental Christmas, which I thought I just love. So pretty. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for your kind comments. I just so appreciate them. You guys always make me feel like a complete rock star. Oh, and Pamela asked if these were the same hoops that were in a past Christmas ornament kit. They are not. They are new. They're bigger. And I think somebody answered that. Was it Luann that answered that too? Renee asked, I have a pair of scissors for ribbon and a pair of scissors for paper. That is correct, Renee. This is my ribbon scissors and this is my paper scissors because paper dulls scissors. It just dulls them. So these don't cut ribbon real nice anymore, but I've very rarely, only by mistake, ever cut paper with these, and these stay nice and sharp. Not that the scissors aren't high quality, they are, but paper really dulls. You ever have sewing scissors? Like one of my kids was going to cut some paper with my sewing scissors one time, and I told them I would call the police. I'm joking, of course, but I might have. You don't cut paper with fabric scissors, and ribbon is fabric. So great question there too. Okay, thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shelby has the sweet, and now she has some ideas for it. Well, I'm not done with this sweet either because I got some other things up my sleeve, Shelby. So if you missed that product spotlight, I'm pretty sure you in the new product launch party. So I hope you've watched that. I will try to go back into the YouTube, the description under the YouTube video, and I will put a link into the product spotlight for this Light and Wonder suite of products. That's not what it's called, but that's what the bundle's called. I don't know why they do that to us, just to test our ability to remember things. This paper is called Lights of Aurora. So yeah, so get yourself some Lights of Aurora. And if you're anything like me, I ordered another pack already because I've been using this so much. I just absolutely love it. Okay, I've got some mail that I need to share with you. Some pretty things came. Where did my mail go? Right here. And I was going to show you guys this bracelet. So hang tight. If anybody has any other questions, please let me know. Yeah, Cindy says we got in big trouble if we used our mother's sewing scissors to cut anything with. Yeah, you did. That is a good reason to get arrested. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so while we were on our little trip, we took this workshop, and it was a bracelet workshop. And here's what it looked like when we started out. You got to choose this satin, like, cording. Let me move this out of the way. Satin cording. And you got to choose a pack of these little threads. They're like nylon shiny thread. So pretty. You got to choose what you wanted. So this was my second set that Juan gave to us because we came back a second day to get his help on this. We weren't that good of students. Anyways, this little card will make actually 2 bracelets. Did I say necklaces? I meant bracelets if I did. So this is what we started making. And this is a bracelet. And I have some errors, but it's so cool. Look at this. So yeah, you just, it's like macrame with tiny little threads. And I need to finish mine. But yeah, I can't wait to make that one. I'm going to make, me and Rachel get together because we needed each other's help. And we took videos. I took videos. She took videos of every single step because it's different. There's 4 different ways that you have to do this in succession. So, and then they gave you this cute little purse to put it all in, which I thought was really sweet. That was our little workshop that we did. And here's my leftover ribbon from what I picked out to do this. These were all together. So that was interesting. And then mail. Oh, and then we had to go to the park twice to find these. All of the workers at the Arte were wearing these big bracelets. Different colors. All different colors. Whoops. Look how they finish them off on the end. Isn't that cool? But these big bracelets. And we had to go to the park twice before we finally found the store that had them. They're $5, you guys. Can you even believe that? $5. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, anyways, I thought this was the one I picked out. So pretty. All right, then mail. Hello. This is from Trisha McMaster. Trisha, this is so pretty. Look at this card, you guys. Ready? Boom. Boom. Just a little note filled with a whole lot of gratitude. Thank you so much. This is so very pretty. And Trisha was sending me a card to thank me for the happy mail. And I was so happy that you did not have the gingham background embossing folder that you were drawn to win. So, Trisha, you are so welcome. Thank you so much for such a beautiful card. And then I got this wonderful card from Barbara Savoring. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. How pretty is that? Designer paper, panel of white, and then just a note. I love the simplicity of this. Very, very pretty. And Barbara sent me a really nice note in there saying that she was praying for me and my family during giving us peace during these difficult times. Yeah, so just a really heartfelt note inside. And Barbara, I just want to thank you and let you know that I really appreciated your kind comments and your prayers. So thank you very much. Then Sandy Jarrett. Look at this cute card. Oh my gosh. She said, I saw this bowl cozy and instantly thought of you. Just wanted to thank you for all you do for us and love all your videos. So yeah, and you guys, team member, look at this. Candy corn. And this you put your bowl in before you put it in the microwave, or if you have a bowl that's going to get hot from what you put in it. So you can sit it on your lap or hold it or carry it over to the table or whatever. And I have another one of these that I think is a Badger one. And we use these. So can I just say, oh my gosh, Sandy, this will be loved for sure. Like loved. This is the cutest thing. So thank you so much. A bowl cozy. These are really nice bowls of chili, microwave stuff. Absolutely love it. And let's see. The other thing I already showed you guys last week were those perennial postage dies. So I'm going to get those out with a door prize soon, just so you know. And I'm going to go back to Kelly's face. There I am. Yay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Does Trisha's card have a magnet? Okay. So I think it does. Yes, it does. Whoops. I'm just going to go back on my desktop. Yes, it does. Because I felt it click and I'm like, oh, but then I didn't see anything here. So I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, I can feel it now. There is a little magnet in there and it snapped shut. And now I can feel a magnet right under here. Yes, it does have a magnet. And that's a really good idea because otherwise this wouldn't stay closed so nicely, would it? I'm glad you asked. Thank you so much, Melanie, for asking. Yes, magnet. So pretty. Love all the cards. Love the bowl koozie. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight for this class. I always have the best time with you. I will be live again on September 28th, which is next Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. How does the thick bracelet tie on your wrist? Well, you know what? Juan showed us. But so it's got these two right here, and it's got these little like crocheted ends on it. So I would assume that you will, you'll take this like this. I put one through there and the other one is right here, and maybe tie it, I don't know, in a little knot there like that. Whoops, like that. I don't know. Yeah, good question.
I don't know how you're going to get that out if you tie it in a double knot, but I don't know. Maybe I'll ask my friend Rachel. I didn't really think about that. This is just pretty, right? The colors make me happy. So I wasn't really thinking about all the things. And it was only $5. Okay, so this took us probably 3 hours to make this little piece of bracelet. Can you imagine? And obviously they're way faster than we are, but holy cow, that's a lot of time. Well, Sally, I don't know, but if I figure it out, ask me again and I'll let you know. Because I don't really know. What else was I going to tell you guys tonight? Don't forget that when you place any amount of order with me, I have a beautiful tutorial using the Gather Together suite. 10 different cards, pictures, dimensions, and written instructions for you to be able to recreate the card, whether you have this stamp set in designer paper or something similar. Anything would work. But every single order I gets this PDF tutorial with 10 different card ideas in it. And then if your order is $35 or more during the month of September, we have a Stamp Happy live party class that we do on the second Wednesday of every month. It is a live class as a thank you for placing orders with Barb, Dina, and I. $35 or more will get you an invitation to that. We'll also email you the PDF with the dimensions and all the good things in it. So that Stamp Happy Party is also a really nice gift that we like to give out for orders. And then if your order is $50 or more, I have a tutorial using all different items from the online exclusives that were just released. And that is 12 different cards, and each one has a video tutorial with the dimensions and all the ingredients used for the cards. So lots of fun gifts when you place orders with me. You guys know I really appreciate your orders. It's what keeps me in business. Don't forget, down here on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. And don't forget that if you would like a copy of our new mini catalog, all you need to do is pop me an email at kelly@stampabove.com. And I will be happy to get that out in the mail to you. I have catalogs going out tomorrow. So, and after that too. But pop me an email with your address and I'd be happy to mail that out to you. All right, you guys, I am checking for any other. Oh, there was a question. Nope, I answered that one already. Thank you. Thanks, Trudy. And yes, good night, everyone. I hope to see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.